Hello, it is me again. Last day or two have been horrendous, so I just thought I'd make a video just to calm myself, focus, and so I can just get myself together again. I was watching a video which was talking about the Vatican City and World War II, where it was Pope Pius VI or something like that, essentially and allegedly so on not doing anything at Holocaust. I just haven't looked into it, so that's why I don't know much about. So that's beside the point. This video isn't actually about that. It's more about some interesting things said in there. It said, "Let us not forget lessons of the past, so we could do better in the future. Silence is a killer. Speak out if you see abuse." And then there was the stereotypical, "The only thing necessary for triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing," which was originated from let not anyone pacify his consciousness by the delusion that he can do no harm if he takes no part and forms no opinion. Bad men need nothing more to compass their ends. Those good men should look on and do nothing. He is not a good man who, without protest, allows wrong to be committed in his name and with means in which he supply, because he will not trouble himself to use his mind on the subject. That was in 1867. Short-handed to the only good thing necessary for triumph of evil was going to do nothing. Today, which is overall a good principle. What am I talking about this then? While this principle is good, something you need to understand about this is used regarding a lot of things which have very disputable ends, right? Because, for example, there's some who say this about things which have been disproven. And then there's some that say it to things which actually happened and were horrific, but never was actually called out, never was openly announced really, because it was done in the West's interest. For example, in the Cold War, could you say that people used any of these terms regarding the genocide and purging of communists and left-wingers in Korea, Indonesia, and other places, which was led by US forces and in some cases Australian forces in those places close to Australia? The same can be said for Yemen. How essentially is the same people who like to attack certain people saying this regarding what happened in other areas? Not really, no. Not that I notice of anyway. If you actually have seen them do it, please tell me, as that'd be interesting. But the point is this. I just find it fascinating, this whole concept, because let's go over the main basic term again. Let no one pacify conscience and delusion that he can do no harm if he takes no part and forms no opinion. That is a mindset I do agree with. And that's why a lot of the toxic mindsets upon neoliberalism goes without question. Bad men need nothing more to compass their ends than those good men who look and do nothing. That can be now said for the US action today, where good people, or good morally minded people at least, are doing nothing or did fuck all to really call out the US in for their imperialism. Thankfully, that did change in recent years, but still, he is not a good man who, without protest, allows wrong to be committed in his name. Absolutely agree. And with means which he helps supply, because he will not have himself to use his mind on the subject. That is something I actually did encounter a lot when I was doing stuff related to Julian Assange. Julian Assange, because I was working with people to get awareness of what actually was going on in regards to UK prison regarding Julian Assange. And the most common response was, don't want to know, don't care. And that was depressing. It was, and there's other stuff as well. It was like public transport stuff as well, because public transport stuff as well. The most response was don't know, don't want to know, don't care as well. And I think that's actually critical. Normally gets a response in Australia, as we are very apathetical in terms of actual stance taking to the most part of people. People, when they do agree, believe in the common thing, be it right or wrong, in most cases. Right. Why does this actually matter? For example, I'll use this example here. Xinjiang. Xinjiang is said to have genocide happened to it. Some like to change words around to say, instead of open genocide, cultural genocide, so on. But that's besides the point. There was something which a friend online said regarding this, which I said had some good points in it. I'll just go through and quickly tell you any interesting part of it. Here we go. Where he said, for example, what is jarring about the whole Uyghur situation is that there appears to be a lack of official narrative in China, the condemning of Uyghur minority of Xinjiang or of Islam. There's more than enough official documentation within Chinese government sites showing that Chinese government fully respects religious autonomy of ethnic minorities within Xinjiang and of China as a whole. The Chinese constitution also guarantees freedom of religion under Article 36. One can easily search through Chinese search engines to see that, unlike in the days of Nazi Germany and Rwanda, there's a lack of video evidence, documents, or any websites condemning Uyghurs. Unlike how Jews or Tutsi were condemned by members of the offending nations, the Western narrative relies on there being a massive undetectable conspiracy in which China is hiding its genocide from foreigners, aside from quarantine procedures. That is actually a very good point, because as said there, Nazi Germany, Rwanda, and other places, there was proof. And even if you go to Palestine, for example, that's pretty obvious that there is a overt thing going on, because the conditions, the water being colonized by Israel, so on. The fact that unemployment is so high and artificially high, and the fact that the most, for example, a person can get is second-class citizenship. That gives vibes of cultural genocide and actuality of such. Another example. He said a little later on, There's also been claimed that Uyghurs in Xinjiang were forced to eat pork based on testimonial evidence given by some individuals. The proof used by Zenz to back up that claim is there being an effort to expand pig farming in Xinjiang province. However, do bear in mind that 40% of the Xinjiang province is made up of non-Muslims who consume pork. And also, in this respect, cotton farms are done by machines, not humans, that much. Of course, there'll be humans who get seasonal work, but mostly machines, which is also another ironic thing. Let's see. Let's continue going on a bit. And this is what I want about here is that in other areas of the world, it's been very clear what's going on. It's very clear what is and isn't happening. And that is where I suppose this whole thing should go into. The discussion should be more about what is reality, what is actual proof of genocide aside from testimonials. Don't when I say that, I don't mean to say testimonials are completely pointless. If paired with genuine evidence and of a genuine thing, then they can be good. For example, when the Pope in World War II did basically fuck all, hearing first-hand accounts from Jews asking for strong action by the Vatican against Nazis, and people did nothing. That was different because then you can say that part of the Pope then was being a genocide denier because the Pope could see what happened in Germany. The Pope could see what was happening in Italy. The Pope was close enough to everything in that example. And it's much like how those in Vichy France as well, who want to justify stuff, or explaining the actions of those who were silent in cases of actual fascism happening. It makes a huge difference, all of these factors. Because it's also like how those like to claim China, for example, is anti-religion and persecutes free religion, which is also another facade. Because at the end of the day, a lot of that stuff said about persecution of religion is said by religious extremists, cults, or fanatics, to the most part, which is a pretty significant thing. I'm going to end this video here on that note, and I will probably do 1 or 2 more videos today because I need to cheer up a little bit.